Hello, nice that you could join me here for a little talk about pedal tones. Briefly, a pedal tone is a note that stays the same while other notes move around. That's the unacademic version of it anyway. The name comes from the pedals on a pipe organ. But the important thing is not what it is, but how it sounds. And today I'm going to explore ways to use pedal tones in licks, but I'm going to use simple tapping to do it, because this makes the licks a lot easier to play, and it gives you more options. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw them at you, and hopefully you'll be inspired to explore this area and create some other licks of your own. Let's do it. We're in the key of A minor the whole way through, and the first lick is a pretty basic one, but it's very effective. You simply play any melody with your left hand while, instead of using your pick, you pick a pedal tone up here on one string, and then you use that in between all the other notes. I'm tapping the note in the 12th fret on the high E string with my index finger. You can either use your index finger and palm your pick in your hand, or you can just keep the pick between your first finger and your thumb, and then pick with the middle finger. I'm simply tapping in the 12th fret, and while I do that, I play the notes. So I'm tapping and pulling off, and that's the first one, so down to the 5th fret. Then I'm tapping and pulling off, but this time I have my finger in the 7th fret. Then I'm tapping again and pulling off, but this time I have my finger in the 8th fret. And in this way I can play whatever I want down here. Basically, I can improvise all I want. I could also play a sequence of notes. So I could play this sequence. Simply 3 notes up from the A note, then 3 notes up from the B note in the 7th fret, then 3 notes up from the C. Actually, I'm going to hit the 12th fret right there, so that's probably not so good. And then I have the raised 7 there in the A harmonic minor in the 6th fret. And then I tap. Instead of picking, instead of going, I just put a note in between them. I could also do another sequence. I could do this one. Or I simply just play one note, then go one up, then go one note back, and play one up. So if I began up here, those would be the first 2 notes in the 8th and the 10th fret, and then in the 7th and the 8th. Simply choose a note and go one step up, and then move in either direction. But instead of playing that, I'm going to put in my finger to create a pedal tone in the 12th fret. So I have this hammer on, pull off, hammer on, pull off. And when you move your hand, or do the hammer on, or move your fingers, you do it about the same time as you hammer on. To not let that hammer on be audible. Or I can do almost the same thing, but I can play triplets. It sounds like this. In this example, I'm beginning by tapping on the 12th fret and then pulling it off to the 5th fret and then hammering on the note in the 7th fret, and then I'm tapping again and pulling off to another note. So every time I'm pulling off with my first finger, I'm playing 2 notes with my left hand. And I can either slide or I can do hammer-ons and pull-offs. There's a nice little sequence there. What I'm playing in my left hand is actually but I'm putting in a tap and a pull off for every second note. So we can create a little classical piece with that. That sounds approximately like this.